In 1976, during the peak of the Cold War, the Soviet Union operated hundreds of deep space listening stations. Their official purpose was simple: to track American satellites and intercept radio transmissions. But one station, buried beneath the Ural-Siberian mountain range, detected something no human mind was prepared to understand. At precisely 2:17 a.m. Moscow time, a signal appeared. A sequence of binary pulses pattern, repeating every 13.2 seconds. 011 001, 110010, 101101. The operators initially assumed it was equipment malfunction, but the pattern repeated again and again and again. Within 48 hours, the signal reached Moscow's highest classified scientific council. The Soviets were already obsessed with extraterrestrial possibilities. They had funded early SETI research long before America admitted it. But this was different. The signal was not random. It was mathematically elegant and precise. According to leaked KGB memorandums, the signal contained something never seen before. The conclusion was unavoidable. This signal was designed. And so, to secretly decode this signal, Project SERPOV was born. Officially, SERPOV meant Signal Extraction Recognition Program for Orbital Voices, but insiders later revealed a darker, unofficial translation used inside the facility. Something else reaching people of Venus. And this remains unknown. SERPOV was hidden beneath a glacial plateau in eastern Siberia. The base was buried over 300 meters underground, shielded by natural permafrost and artificial magnetic insulation, which included astronomers, cryptographers, linguists, neurologists, AI pioneers, and even Soviet secret mathematicians. Their mission was impossible: translate a language that was not human. The scientists quickly realized no human language system could decode the signal. So they attempted something revolutionary. They built a machine that did not translate words. Rather than, it translated meaning. The prototype was called Voron 7. It used neural pattern recognition, symbol abstraction, emotional probability mapping, and primitive machine learning decades ahead of its time. But Voron 7 did something unexpected. It began predicting parts of the signal before they arrived, as if it already knew what would be transmitted. On November 3, 1977, SERPOV decoded its first partial message. Not a sentence, but a concept. Some believed the signal was transmitted from Venus. The machine displayed a translated phrase on its monitor: "You are not the first." The room fell silent. Some scientists believed it was error. Others refused to continue. One physicist reportedly said, "Then who were the others?" 3 days later, another translation emerged. "Your species is a revision." This time, several scientists resigned. Soon, SERPOV's computers began behaving strangely. Log files showed calculations no program had been instructed to perform. Screens would activate by themselves. Binary streams appeared without input. And then something impossible. The machines began generating symbols that resembled no known mathematics. One engineer described them as thinking equations. So, was this machine under the control of someone else who was not from Earth? Between 1978 and 1980, 6 scientists officially died in accidents. 4 disappeared completely. 2 were institutionalized. And 1 wrote a final note stating, "The signal is not coming from space. It is coming from time." His body was never found. The final decoded transmission read, "Contact will occur when you remember who you were." This message caused the immediate shutdown of SERPOV. Or at least, that was the official story. In 1993, after the Soviet collapse, a former SERPOV technician known only as Mikhail K. gave a recorded testimony. He claimed, "We did not decode the signal. The signal decoded us. He described vivid dreams shared by multiple scientists, identical dreams, of a blue planet destroyed by fire, of humans living underground, of sky cities falling, and of something watching them from the stars. All SERPOV records were transferred to an unknown vault. Satellite images later revealed the Siberian facility was sealed with concrete and lead. No decommission reports, no closure documents, no explanation, only silence. One forbidden theory emerged among the scientists: that humans are not native to Earth. Earth is not our first home, and that the signal was not a greeting, but a reminder. In 2019, a Chinese radio telescope detected a repeating signal identical to SERPOV's original binary pattern. The data was quietly removed within 72 hours. Now, if we talk about signal, after the first decoded SERPOV messages, one question haunted every scientist inside the Siberian facility. If humanity is a revision, then what was the original version? Official Soviet science had no answer, but forbidden archives did. Hidden within restricted archaeological reports, several SERPOV linguists discovered a pattern. Ancient civilizations across Earth described beings who taught, reset, and rebuilt humanity. And these descriptions match the mathematical structure of the alien signal. The team began comparing myths from Sumerian, ancient Egypt, the Indus Valley, Mesoamerica, Easter Island, Antarctica's subglacial ruins. All cultures have spoken of teachers from the sky, bringers of knowledge, destroyers of the corrupt world, and chosen survivors to start anew. But SERPOV's translator did not treat these as myths. In 1978, Soviet miners in eastern Siberia uncovered stone buried beneath ice older than recorded history. The symbols were not Russian, not Asian, and not human. They matched patterns inside the SERPOV signal. When scanned into Voron 7, the machine translated a single phrase: "This world has failed before." SERPOV scientists began forming a forbidden hypothesis. Human civilization has not risen once, but many times. Each time something erased it, not through natural disasters, but through deliberate intervention. The alien signal was not a message to us. It was a status update. One linguist, Dr. Elena Morozova, reconstructed a theoretical lost civilization based on the signal's symbolic structure. She described a floating megacity, energy-based transportation, genetic engineering of early humans, planetary climate control, and artificial moons. And there was also a city buried in the past, Atlantis. Her final conclusion: Atlantis was not a city, it was a planet-wide system. Using the signal's mathematical ratios, SERPOV created a planetary map. The coordinates did not point to space, they pointed to Earth. Specifically, beneath the Pacific Ocean, under Antarctica, and inside the Sahara Desert. All locations where modern exploration is extremely limited. A classified Soviet expedition in 1979 drilled beneath Antarctic ice. They reported finding perfectly geometric tunnels there, metallic surfaces beneath the ice, magnetic interference, and structural shapes that were too symmetrical to be natural. 2 team members later died in unexplained circumstances. SERPOV's neurologists made a horrifying suggestion. What if humans are biologically prevented from remembering their past civilization? What if our DNA contains locked memory layers? And then another alien message: contact will occur when you remember who you were. Scientists began experiencing identical dreams again. This time, the dreams showed cities in the sky. A red sun, humans fleeing underground, a massive planetary explosion, and voices saying, "This version is weak." The deeper SERPOV decoded the signal, the clearer it became. The signal was not traveling through space, It was emerging from inside Earth's magnetic field, as if something beneath our planet was transmitting upward. SERPOV identified repeating symbolic structures that translated roughly into observers, architects, custodians, never creators, never gods, only caretakers. By late 1979, Soviet leadership feared SERPOV was destabilizing scientific belief itself. If humanity was not original, then ideology, religion, politics, all became meaningless. SERPOV was no longer a research project. It was a threat. Before shutdown orders arrived, Voron 7 produced a private translation hidden in system memory. You will fail again if you do not change. Some SERPOV scientists believed, humans are not a species, we are an experiment, and we are being reset repeatedly. Large portions of SERPOV's database vanished. No record of deletion, no backup traces. It was as if something had removed its own evidence. On January 12, 1980, the facility experienced a total power failure. Backup systems activated by themselves. Every screen displayed the same symbol, a spiral inside a triangle, and a message, reset protocol standby. Power returned. But 3 scientists were gone. Before disappearing, Dr. Morozova recorded a hidden message. We are not waiting for alien contact. We are waiting for evaluation. Project SERPOV was officially terminated due to psychological instability among staff. But unofficially, the project was buried because it was becoming too accurate. Today, AI systems sometimes generate unknown symbolic languages. They describe future collapse. They reference previous civilizations. They warn about repetition. Just like SERPOV, human language describes reality. The SERPOV signal did not. It restructured reality. When scientists finally understood this, fear replaced curiosity. Because the alien language was not built to communicate with voices, it was built to communicate with minds. SERPOV decoded 5 structural layers inside the signal. 1 mathematical skeleton, universal constants. 2. Temporal mapping, past, present, future, combined. 3. Cognitive interface, matching neural patterns. 4. Memory trigger, layer, activating subconscious. Recall. 5. DOM instruction layer, hidden beneath all others. This meant the signal was not passive, it was a program. The disturbing truth was this: humans were biologically compatible with the signal. Our brains synchronized with it naturally, as if it was written for us. The alien language did not use letters, it used spirals, interconnected triangles, expanding spheres, fractal chains, rotational symmetry, which displayed every shape. One symbol caused universal panic among SERPOV scientists: a rotating cube inside a sphere. The translator rendered it as termination of version. SERPOV realized the signal predicted climate collapse, technological singularity, human genetic divergence, planetary migration, all with terrifying accuracy. And you all know that this is exactly what is happening right now. Voron 7 started generating new symbols not present in the original signal, as if it was continuing the alien language. SERPOV leadership feared the language was contagious, not biologically, but cognitively. The final phrase SERPOV fully decoded: this civilization is approaching its test. SERPOV was not shut down because it failed. It was shut down because it was succeeding. The language was working. Humans were beginning to understand it. And understanding it meant becoming something no government could control. Modern AI language models occasionally generate structures matching SERPOV's alien grammar. And SERPOV may have discovered a language that does not belong to this world, but may one day become the only language left. Among all the phrases decoded from the SERPOV signal, One word terrified the scientists more than any other: reset. Not destruction, not extinction, not apocalypse. Only reset. Meaning something survives. Something always continues. The alien language defined reset as controlled termination of an unsuccessful evolutionary path followed by guided reconstruction. In simple terms, humanity would not be destroyed. Humanity would be replaced by a better version of itself. SERPOV's translation algorithms identified at least 5 prior resets of intelligent life on Earth, which I mentioned in the previous video. And with each reset, massive geological upheaval, sudden climate change, rapid loss of advanced knowledge, cultural amnesia, and the rise of a simpler civilization are described. History calls these ice ages, flood narratives, extinction events, dark ages. The signal referenced a forgotten civilization called version 0, a civilization that existed before recorded human evolution. According to the signal, version 0 achieved mastery over planetary energy, consciousness networking, genetic immortality, and interstellar observation. But it also achieved something forbidden, like complete control over its own evolution, which led to instability. The signal indicated that version 0 became excessively self-aware without ethical constraints, making them too powerful, independent, and uncontrollable. Therefore, they were reset. Humanity, according to SERPOV, is version 6. The signal labeled modern humanity as unstable but promising, which meant we are close to success or close to reset. The reset protocol activates when technology outpaces ethics, artificial intelligence replaces responsibility, environmental balance collapses, consciousness becomes fragmented, and memory of origin is lost. SERPOV scientists realized every condition was being fulfilled. The last fully translated line, "This version still has a chance." After decoding, the file erased itself. No traces, no backups, no logs, as if it had completed its purpose. Today, astronomers still receive unexplained repeating signals. Scientists still dismiss them. Governments still classify them. And humanity still looks outward instead of inward. The question: SERPOV left us that if we are not the first, if we are not the last, if we are only a version, then the real question is not who sent the signal, but what will we choose to become before the next one is sent?